This is Let's Talk Teens, a parenting podcast sharing tips on raising amazing teenagers. We are both certified life coaches that have worked with teenagers as coaches, mentors, and teachers. We are sharing what we have found to work best when dealing with teens and tough issues.
Hey, this is Abby and Cheree. Let's Talk Teens, episode 10, when you feel like your teen has no friends.
Hey, I have this vivid memory in my head. I'm a senior in high school and I was crying in my room and my poor dad, he was sitting on the edge of my bed just kind of looking at me because I was on the floor just like crying. And I was telling him that I had no friends. And he was like, "Are you kidding? You have so many friends, right?" But it got me thinking that I'm pretty sure, I'm feeling confident to bet some money on this, that every single person, especially every single teenager, has gone through a moment where they have felt like they have no friends. And as a
Mhm.
parent, it is so alarming when you hear that. Like it sends off every alarm in our brain that my child's not okay, they're hurting, is this true? Like it just sends us into a panic. And so I wanted to talk about what you can do to help your teen when they are feeling like they have no friends. And the first thing is actually for parents to know. Okay. So listen up. This isn't even for your teen, but this is for you to know, mom and dad, that it is all about quality over quantity of friends. They, when I say they, the amazing smart research people out there in the world, right, that we find on the internet. But there's all these research projects that show that it doesn't really matter how many friends you have as long as your teen has one to two significant friendships in their life. So if they just have one best buddy or one friend that they can go to, that scientifically has been proven to have all the wonderful mental health benefits, social benefits that your child needs to thrive. And so sometimes as a parent, we do panic and we go, my teen only has like one or two people that they hang out with, or they don't have a very large friend circle. And we, all as parents, we want our kid to be liked and to be popular and have great support circles. But if they've got one to two friends, they will have the mental health and social benefits that they need from those outside relationships.
I have to just interject here that every single teen I coach, at some point, we talk about friends and how they have no friends. And I'm like, okay, all of you have no friends. We need to figure out how you can make friends with all these people who have no friends.
Every one of you.
But I think that it is this brain drama. And I kind of wondered if it is even worse today than it was maybe when we were teens with the social media. We need all these likes, we need all these, proof that we are liked and everything that we share is liked. And so we think that we need multiple, not just one or two, like you're talking about. And that's what equates in our brain that we have value and we're lovable and we are worth having friends is when there's multiple. But I love the idea of just having one or two. I think with that, that quality thing, see if I can spit that out, quality, is that I've heard this numerous times. You've probably heard this. Maybe you parents out there have heard this, but it's who we spend the time with, like the five people that we spend the most time with is who we become like. And so I think it is that, one or two even who is my teen spending their time with? I want them to spend time with the people that I want them to become like. And sometimes when they're in a huge friend group, not saying that's always bad, but there's so many people that I think it's harder for them to really be true to themselves and really have the qualities they want.
Sometimes in a group is when your teen feels the loneliest. They might be part of the
Mhm.
football team or the drama team or the debate, and they've got a built-in, quote unquote, circle of friends, and yet they don't feel close to anyone. So that can lead to the I have no friends because they're feeling a lack of closeness. But just helping them realize, one to two, right, is all that's needed to help us fill that bucket. Um, I also think that as parents, we can take a role in helping our teen with this in making friendships easy. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean that as a parent, you are constantly inviting, opening up your home. This can be in lots of different ways. It doesn't have to be monetary, but sometimes having food available or just snacks, or even just saying to your teen, hey, why don't you invite some friends over? We're going to watch a movie, right? Like putting that idea out there so that your teen without a doubt knows, hey, if I called over a friend tonight, like mom and dad wouldn't be upset or say, oh, you're impeding on family time or, whatever. And, there's a time and place for everything, but that you are making friendships like easy and accessible to your child. We do this so often as like preschool moms, right? And that's my era right now. I schedule play dates. Like Oliver doesn't. He does. Well, he has started to tell me, okay, I want to play with this person, or I have a new friend. Can we find out, if they can come over? But it's a lot of me orchestrating it. Now, we don't do that for our teenager, right? They would get very upset if I was like, hey, I scheduled a play date for you today. But just having that same attitude of, do they know that I'm willing to pick them up from a friend's house? Do they know that I'm willing to take them somewhere or be their rides or be their source of fruit snacks after school? Like, am I making it easy, but also known to my teenager that I'm willing to be the hosting home or to take them somewhere?
I think also as a parent to remind the teens, like if they're like, I never get invited, no one ever asks me to come over, that we have to remind them, guess what? That's because everyone's at home saying the same thing. No one ever invites me. Like there has to be someone that starts that invitation. And I think that's the part that can be easier than we think to. Yes, maybe our brain drama gets in the way, but as parents, really create that space and just say, hey, invite someone over. You're teaching your child to be the inviter instead of sitting at home waiting to be invited. And I think that's important.
Cheree, you reminded me, I was working with this teen girl that I loved so much, and it was her senior year. She'd really gone through a massive friend group change junior year, hated it. And that's why her mom was like, hey, Abby, work with her. And so her senior year, we made a goal. One, we first and always assumed that everybody was already our friend, that we didn't have to do this awkward, we're just acquaintances. I don't know if they'd want to come over to my house. Are we good enough friends? Like I said, no, you just assume everybody is already your friend. And then I challenged her every day. She was supposed to put out like 4 invites. And that could be, hey, let's go to lunch. Hey, do you want to walk with me to class? Do you want to hang out after school? Like it could vary in its levels of engagement, but she had to put out 4 invites a day to her friends. And what happened is through assuming everybody already wanted to be her friend and putting out so many invites, she didn't have time to worry that nobody was inviting her because she was either already hanging out with a friend that she instigated and created or so busy asking or finding out where are people going, where's the party at, that her brain literally didn't have time to go, oh, nobody talked to me today, right? Or nobody invited me. And so, help your team be like, everybody already likes you. Let's just invite. Let's just be a part, be the person that counts themselves in.
Ah, that is so amazing. You taught her how to make it her job and not someone else's job. And I think that is brilliant. So good. Well, we can't wait for you to join us on our next episode. We are going to talk about teens and anxiety. Please join us.
Thank you for listening to Let's Talk Teens with Cheree Murdock and Abbi Winslow. If you are looking for more tips to help your teenager, here's where you can find us. You can find Cheree Murdock on Instagram at Cheree Murdock Coaching or on her website, ChereeMurdock.com. You can find me, Abbi, on Instagram as Abbi Winslow or on my website, AbbiWinslow.com. Please rate and review our podcast and share with a fellow parent. Thanks for listening.